This is getting crazy. This is getting really nuts, guys. CRO coin's fallen below the 16-cent price level. Bitcoin's back to 110. You've got Solana below $200. You've got Ethereum testing the $4,000 price level, a very significant level for ETH. And we have drama playing out in this crypto space. As the CEO of Crypto.com is urging regulators to look into the exchanges liquidations a few short days ago. You have Binance that's out there defending themselves, saying from an official Binance account saying, oh, we don't accept listing fees. The ex-CEO of Binance coming out and literally contradicting the official Binance page, basically saying, we do listing fees. We do listing fees. If you complain about competitors' exchange listing fees, then by all means, make your own listing fees zero and be happy. And you know what? He said this in response after reposting this individual who was saying, why don't you list BNB then? Responding to this individual who is from the Base chain, a large account over on the Base chain, who currently has 250,000 followers on X, saying it should cost 0% to be listed on an exchange. This guy says, well, why don't you list BNB then? And then Coinbase does it. Look at this drama. Let's talk about what's going on in this market. Smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel for more crypto content, guys. We've got a lot to unpack in this video. And as I'm looking for opportunities, levels of support and resistance, I do believe this is a level of potential support for Ethereum. If we break lower, I'm looking at a few other levels, possibly a bounce at this $3,800 price level. Could we come down to the wick that we saw during the giant $20 billion liquidation crisis that started this whole rigorous debate where Coinbase is now antagonizing Binance with the listing of their token, and the CEO of Binance is defending their exchange listing fees, and the CEO of Crypto.com is out there urging regulators to probe it. As we're seeing these conversations about some exchanges that are under fire right now, there's exchanges that aren't. Crypto.com's not. I don't think Coinbase is under fire right now. I saw a little bit of controversy towards Coinbase. One of the exchanges, though, that I've been using lately, BTCC, in the description of this video and pinned in the comments, there's a 10% deposit bonus available when you sign up and deposit funds into BTCC. If you want to do some trading, there's copy trading, demo trading, there's leverage trading, there's spot trading. You can do pretty much everything on it. It's a platform that is out there that's super easy to use with a great deposit bonus right now if you want to check it out. But let's talk about this drama, because some people are caught up in the mix and some aren't. Crypto.com is kind of injecting themselves into the conversation. And the CEO urged the other day a few things. Regulators need to review several aspects of the above named exchanges. Who are they calling out? OKX, HTX, Gate, CoinX, Bitfinex, BitMEX. They also called out Bybit and Binance and Hyperliquid. Hyperliquid. Whoa. Wait a minute. I thought it was 20 billion in total liquidations. Maybe there's missing some facts here. The total liquidations, as I know it, on that day was $20 billion worth of liquidations in total. Right now, they're saying on this article, Hyperliquid had 19 billion. I believe they had 10 billion. That was the data I looked at. Bybit had allegedly 10 billion, and then I think Binance had 4.5 billion is what they're saying here. Actually, I thought it was basically about half for all these, but the CEO of Crypto.com is going out and calling these exchanges out, saying, did they have their exchanges priced with their trades correctly and in line with indexes? The exchanges' trade monitoring and anti-money laundering programs also require investigation. They should be looking at internal trading teams of the exchanges. Do they have a full Chinese wall to ensure there's no conflict of interests? Chris said 20 billion in liquidations. A lot of users got hurt. Yeah, 20 billion. I don't know where they're getting that. I think that these numbers up here are wrong, but 20 billion is the official number. The job of regulatory bodies is to protect consumers and ensure market integrity. So then CEO of Binance comes out, and people are complaining about their listing fees. And he literally comes out and says, listing fees are fine. If you don't want to do listing fees, fine. Don't do listing fees, but we're going to do listing fees. And this is exactly in contrast to the official Binance team putting out a post that says, oh, we don't make any money from our listing fees. Allegedly, they deleted that post because the CEO went out and contradicted them with this post. And he was going out and responding to this repost that he put out where this individual, Yazan, said, well, why don't you list BNB then? Responding to this base chain X account with 250,000 followers, 260,000 followers from base chain. And he said, it should cost 0% to be listed on an exchange. This guy says, well, why don't you list BNB then? And guess what? They did it. Now, is this a smart move? Is this a dumb move from Coinbase? I think it's smart. I think it's fine. I think it's inconsequential. I want you guys to remember this. Binance doesn't need any help. The Binance token is already the 4th largest crypto out there. It's the 3rd largest, actually, if you exclude Tether. It's bigger than XRP. It's bigger than Solana. They're doing just fine. On this news, you're not seeing the Binance token pump. In fact, you've kind of seen the Binance token fall lower. But what's crazy is Crypto.com, who's not really getting criticism right now, is actually down 21% over the last 7 days versus Binance is down 11%. What's crazier is during the $20 billion in liquidations, this $20 billion in liquidations, a lot of users got hurt. Just a few days later, what we saw was the Binance token take a new all-time high. How could that be? This is one of those things that people are pointing to saying, that's suspicious. That's fishy. Now, I don't know who's responsible for these liquidations, but what you guys need to think about is $20 billion is a crazy amount of money. And it is 20 times more that was liquidated during the pandemic crash back during the last bull market. And that was one of the historical biggest crashes we've seen. And if $20 billion is getting wiped out from the market at a time where, at the same moment when people are saying, oh, well, retail's not here. And this is what I see people saying over and over. Retail's not here yet. People don't have any money. Altcoins aren't rallying. Nobody's excited about, nobody's buying. Altcoins have been pumping. Retail doesn't have money. Retail's not here. Well, how could you not have retail here? And at the very same time, how could you have the biggest liquidation event in history? Something weird happened. And to the point of the CEO of Crypto.com, this needs to be looked into. This was very strange. Manipulation? Who's responsible? A lot of people are pointing the fingers at Binance. Some people are saying people are getting paid to FUD Binance. There's a lot of rumors going on. I'm looking at all the news and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't get this information straight. There is so much going on. I do know that Crypto.com's name is cleared. They're the ones asking regulators to prove in. Why is Crypto.com up? Because they're the most regulatory compliant exchange out there. They're one of my favorite exchanges. I've got a few others. I like BTCC. There is a deposit bonus in the description of this video. 10% deposit bonus when you sign up for BTCC. If you haven't done so already, you can check that out. There's some other exchanges there for you as well. Check out the description, pinned comments of this video. That's my update for you guys. In terms of the price action for CRO, you need Bitcoin to hang on here, because if Bitcoin doesn't hang on, CROCoin could fall lower back to the 10-cent level easily. If Bitcoin comes down to 100K, you easily could see CROCoin back to 10 cents. If we go lower than 100K for Bitcoin, you could see CROCoin fall lower. I believe that historical data suggests we should be having more upside for these coins, but we are running out of time for Bitcoin. I'm not calling it a bear market yet. I still have hope for the crypto market through the remainder of this year, but this is a make or break moment. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel. DCA, hold on, my friends. Until next time, 2 videos here if you want to check them out. I'll see you in the next one. Peace, y'all.